she's giving you the truth. So we can't kill the messenger because the messenger is telling us what our district is doing. As a matter of fact, in Montclair last night, I don't want to mess up, but Montclair had a meeting last night on the achievement gap, and they called us out in South Orange and Maplewood as the example of what not to do in terms of disparities. So we have a long way to go after listening and watching this. People seem to be concerned about their children and where they're going to be placed as opposed to where everyone else is.
But John, I got to be honest. It's always been like that.
Yes, it has.
I have been here for a long, long time. You have been here for a long time. And I think some people don't want to see the truth. They don't want to see or hear the truth. They're rather cover
But
that.
they need to understand that it's a whole community. We're going to end up in a place where our children are not being educated, and these will be the children in the future who will be robbing us and stealing. I'm talking about our special needs population, not getting the things that they need. My biggest nightmare is seeing parents who are in their 60s and 70s still taking care of their children because we didn't do what we were supposed to do when they were younger. So, we have to do better.
But one of the takeaways that I got is that some people would like to know that they're absolutely clueless how they can get their kids out of college. I mean, no college.
And no one addressed that, right? And I'm talking about contract for choice, which I talked about at the board meeting on Monday. When people were talking about this, we used to have contract for choice where you could come in and say, I want my son in this level class and I'm going to take full responsibility. That's access. That's opportunity. That's been removed. So I'm looking at the disparaging numbers in terms of the African American staff, the students and where they're placed, because I'm sure that all of those students are a lot smarter than what they showed there. So we have.
I always ask myself the question. In the lower levels, are all black kids that unintelligent, or the white kids that intelligent? I'm just asking the question.
Well, you already know the answer. You already know. That's why the Office of Civil Rights they filed a suit, a complaint against us, as well as the ACLU. So people are telling us that we should be doing better. But we have to do better. We have to police ourselves and make sure that it gets done. We're paying a lot of taxes for this failure. People have to speak up. People have to stand up and not stand by. And that's what's happening.
But the thing about it tonight, it seemed like the consultant was getting the brunt of
She took it well. She took it well because she understands that this isn't me. This is your district. These are the things that have come about. She got our statistics from Mr. Roth. Everything we have to, and to have Ms. Doherty have to come up and explain to people where their kids can be placed. We got all off track as far as I'm concerned. That was a whole nother level.
again misdirection.
Absolutely. Miseducation.
I am still here at.
Can I say something?
I'm going to have the consultant say something here.
Since this is going to be online, I know people are going to
This is live now.
bring a concept.
Yes, this is live now.
Yes, this is Thelma Ramsey, and I did the presentation tonight, and I apologize for any miscommunication that went out regarding the flyer. However, the information that was presented tonight was specific to the data and the disparities that we're seeing, which is why the OCR was called in the first place. Where it went, that's just lesson learned, and we'll just make sure that we make sure the communication is clearer next time in terms of what our intentions are, so that everybody that comes can feel like they're coming for the right reason. But I do think people did get something out of it, and also were able to give some input into where we're going next, because that's the important thing, is that we need to hear from everybody. We need to hear from the people.
Well, tell me, from some of the tables that I was on, some people were saying that they are totally at a loss to find out how they can get their kid out of college prep into a higher level class. And some parents are saying that I am clueless about the levels until I get my kid, son or daughter, begin to go to the high school. Then I understand that they are in college prep. And many people have said that college prep is very misleading. Because when you hear college prep, you are thinking that, oh, it's okay.
It's the opposite. It's double.
Right. But when you put those statistics up there, you put level 3, and then you say level 4, level 5, level 6, then people start to understand, wait a minute, my kid is in one of the lowest levels. So
level 2, 3, 4 is really college prep.
yeah, but I think that's the school district sort of misleading. We have to be honest. The school district misleading parents by saying college prep. And we need to be more transparent in the way we give information. Listen, some kids deserve to be in college prep. It is what it is. Some kids deserve to be in honors classes. Yes, some kids need to be in that. But I think when the school district is giving you sort of misleading information, it makes people very suspicious of what else they are being non-transparent about.
I agree. And that's what I'm finding. And unfortunately, all the data that I'm looking through and compiling for this work, each level I get to, I unpeel. It's like I'm peeling an onion. So I find one piece of information out, and then something else comes out of that. And that's the thing about data. When you start to look at data, you have to drill down to, because I didn't even do all of the special ed data in terms of their failure rates. I didn't do male, female. I didn't do black male, black female. I don't have any data on discipline right now. I have no discipline data right now. So,
but why is it that difficult in order for us to just say, listen,
Accountability.
we want the best for all students?
well, it's accountability, and again, as I said, this has been a district that has been celebrated for excellence for
It's not anymore.
most of the years. And the district's demographics has changed significantly, and they haven't grown with the change. So, when I was growing up, and I grew up in East Orange, people would use addresses to try to go to school in Maplewood because of the education system. Of course, they got caught and ended up having to be, removed. But that was the reputation that the district had. And you did have people who were solid middle class and higher middle class that lived throughout the community. Now we have the whole spectrum of classes. We have low, middle low, upper low,
Free and reduced lunch.
Yeah, we have our free and reduced lunch rate. If I was to look at the free and reduced lunch rate probably from 20 years ago as to what it is now, it's probably triple. It's probably quadruple because it's in like the double digits now. So that means that demographic has changed the makeup of the schools. The other thing that has changed the makeup of the schools is you have a large number of students that at any given time, African American families usually move from the town that's neighboring the next town they move to. So we get a lot of students from urban areas. We get students from Irvington. We get students from East Orange. We get students from North. We get students from Orange because South Orange Maplewood borders those cities. So you don't have a kid that moves from Irvington and goes to Morristown. They usually just move the next town over. So they're bringing with them whatever levels they came into that system. It's up to the school district to say, these are the students I have, and I need to work to get them to where they need to be. That's the responsibility of educators. That's the responsibility of us, regardless of what level they are. Our parents send you their best. They don't keep their best home and then send the rest of the kids to school. They send you their best. So it's up to us to work with whoever their students are and bring them to where they need to be, whether that be through differentiated instruction, whether that be through whatever strategies we need to use at our disposal. But if you're not accustomed to looking at your deficient students. You're only looking at your achievers, and this district has never probably looked at their deficient students because the numbers are not that big. So why am I worried about them? If I'm always at 95% or 98% or 99%, I'm not looking at the 1% because the 1% is negligible to me. But that number is rising now.
Yeah.
The number's rising.
You have to look at the least of these.
So
Exactly, and it's not even about the AP. After I started this work, it's less about the AP than anything else.
Yeah.
It really is not about the AP.
It's bringing it up.
It's bringing everything up. If you bring everything, if you bring the bottom up, it will go. Everything else will go up.
But you know, I also say to people that the people at the higher levels, they're gonna succeed regardless of what you do. They are high achievers.
And that's why I keep talking about this, the opportunity gap and the access gap. Because if I'm a parent that can afford to, from the time my child's in 3rd grade, my child should be, by the time they get in 6th grade, in accelerated math and in advanced ELA, because I've been giving my child what they need. But for the most part, a lot of parents can't afford that.
Did you want to say
I
something?
just wanted to say something about
Be honest. Just keep going. Be honest. Just be talking honest.
well, no, it was about how things are presented, because I completely agree with what you're saying about bringing the bottom up and how that puts everyone up, and that the students who are high achieving are going to be high achieving no matter what. But I think that saying that will, I don't think that's the optimal way to phrase it. I think that parents who are paying $25,000, $30,000 for big houses want to know that their kids are going to be challenged, and that their kids aren't going to be sort of abandoned because they're doing well. Like, oh, you can take care of yourself, go read a book, and you'll be fine because I need to spend all this time on it. But what I'm saying is that's how it's going to be read. Exactly. So the question is, and I really think that there's a way to phrase these things that can get everybody on board. So I think it's really important to find that way to phrase it so that people understand that it's not about taking anything away from anybody, but instead, actually, it's about not only bringing up the bottom and helping kids who really need help to achieve what they deserve.
But I think that and that's probably one of the issues, is that someone always thinks that by giving somebody something else, I'm taking away something from you. And that's not the case. And that's always,
But if you don't fix that, things are going to stay the same.
Right.
Well, not only that, exactly. It's going to get worse, and then we're all going to lose.
That's right. So people have that concept that, oh, well, if they do this for this group, then my group is going to lose at the top. And that's not the case.
Exactly. I agree with you completely, but I'm saying that the way it's talked about.
Because they're not talking about right now getting rid of AP. They're not talking about getting rid of honors. They're not talking about getting rid of advanced.
That'll never happen. But I think that what we need the new superintendent is show us the vision of what can be, it might be a dream, that we can have an integrated district where everyone is successful. But we have to have that dream, and we need someone to really describe it for us and make us believe.
But back to your point about a community outreach person, because everything is geared to the district's doing it, district's doing this, but to parents who are struggling, keeping up with the data and the website and statistics and involvement, it's another part-time job. And if you're just struggling just to live here, you need someone, you have to feel supported. So if there was, like she said, someone
She came up with a very excellent
someone in
idea.
place to be community outreach, just say, welcome to this district. What can I help you with?